Don't tell me I did that whole thing and not go live. I'm sitting here talking to people. Oh my God. I was talking to people. Did anybody hear what I just said? Probably not, because I wasn't live. Oh,
I put a message in that I was waiting for you, and then I saw the StreamYard link, and I went on my other phone like I normally do for the chat, and yeah, it still said that you weren't live yet.
oh my gosh. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, there was a lot that I unpacked in that last few minutes that I was on. I even played an intro. So let's take a step back and let's try this again. Crack is learning from Scott how to be late to a live stream. No, I was actually on time. At 9 o'clock, I started talking to people. Okay, so first of all, let's play our intro. And ta-da, we're here. We've got Eric that says, happy Comfy Pants Wednesday. Yes, Eric, welcome, welcome. I saw on Podbean the other day that Eric had an appreciation day because he's spreading the love. But I wanted to give everybody a shout out, so let me do that again. Let me go through all the names once more. I can't believe I freaking did that. Oh, we have Scott's Animal Adventures, Mark Spider Guy, Stefan Hotup. We also have Happy Aunt UK and our one and only Beth. We also have Lincoln, who just jumped in, as well as Eric. But yes, Beth Randall, I did say hello to you. I was like, welcome back. It's good to see you again. So sorry about that. Oh, so Eric Appreciation is happening tomorrow on Podbean. Yes, because I saw your poster and everybody that was giving you a shout out. We also have Peter Webster, who just entered. Welcome, welcome. Now, I wanted you guys to tell, as I was saying, a very funny story about Epidemic Sound. If you notice, the music was going to be narrowed down a little bit. Here's why. Apparently, when you pay for a subscription from Epidemic Sound, they don't want you using the whole song. And they don't want you... How come there's a actual feedback every time I speak? That's weird. But anyways, yeah, what I was saying. Epidemic Sound basically says that I can only use parts and clips of their songs. I can't use the entirety of the song of the entirety. That's what it's not meant for. So it's basically buying a candy bar, paying a store to give you a candy bar throughout the month, and just getting a nibble and not being able to eat the whole thing and have to give it back. So I will not be continuing my services once my subscription is up. They did say that, but they're not going to take down my videos. They're just going to try to monetize my videos. They might actually peek in once in a while, and just if I'm playing the whole song, they're just going to monetize it. Which is jokes on them, is I don't even qualify for monetization yet. So good luck with that. And then when I end the subscription with them, I have to take everything down. So there is a way around it. It's kind of cheeky. What I'm going to do is just play our usual schedule. If they happen to take us down through YouTube. I'm a paid subscriber, so what they'll do is they'll monetize it instead of taking it down, which is fine. Again, I don't get any money from ads anyway, so I don't simply have enough. So what I'm going to end up doing is when I end my subscription, I have to take everything down. So there will be no records up. I will not do any recordings until I find a place where I can use their music to their entirety and use it for the needs that I need. Now, a couple of places have said that since I am a radio, since I want to do kind of like a radio, I would have to get a radio license. I do not have 30,000 kroner, which is about 3,000 euro, to pay a year. That's just not going to happen. It's a lot of money. So that's the reason why I'm not going to be able to do that. And it's just been a big headache all of this week. And so I will not be able to do any Twitch, because Twitch will actually mute the whole video. Unlike YouTube. YouTube will just take the monetization. So I definitely say YouTube has a better handle for something like that. Now, there's a couple of people who actually hope that the songs, the people will take the money for the songs, and what they'll do is they have a Patreon, so people subscribe to the Patreon, so they're getting their money through the Patreons, while YouTube and the other places get money through the ads. You can, and if anybody knows the money game, they already know the Patrons will always pay more than the advertisements, so they're not losing any money; they're actually making money. So, like I said, it's a cheeky way of doing it, but we'll figure things out. So we've got a lot of people saying hi's and hellos to everybody. We've got Eric going in the poster I created featured Crack's formal talking corner cat logo. I did not see that actually, but thank you for putting that on there, as well as Crazy Kane, Roxanne, and a few others. Eric, go check out Odyssey of Ascension. Go check out Roxanne's podcast. She does lives once a week that I know of so far, so definitely go check her out and go say hi to her. Do you explore trying out DLive? Have you explored trying out DLive? I don't know what DLive is, but that is a subject for a different day. Right now, I wanted to talk about we're going to talk about Scott's animal adventures and his friend coming over, and the celebrities who own exotic pets and their things. So, followed on Twitch, Cracks. Yeah, Stefan. Again, I'm going to have to. What is that hissing sound in the background? That's on your end.
It might be my fans from my reptile setups.
Okay. I was like, is that like a feedback in my... I was wondering what that was. I was like, is that a feedback of some sort? And I just don't have a handle on it? Oh, that scared the crap out of me. No, you don't turn them off because I don't want your animals to suffer. And remember, the shows are always live now. Everything's live. You guys will never hear a recording from this point on, because I'm going to do something, again, another thing cheeky. As soon as you do a live, it gets uploaded, correct? I just put it to private.
If you go unlimited, then it will be in your video library, but it won't be up.
Exactly. And they can't monetize that.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see where I'm going with this? I said, there's so much cheeky way I'm getting around it. But again, I will end my subscription with them anyways, and I have to take everything down anyways. So that's the reason why there's two options so far, and I'm waiting for a return notice back from what we call Upbeat, which is a derivative off of Music Live. Now, they may redirect me to Music Live, which they have a program for that. But like I said, it's extremely expensive, and I can't afford it. That's €3,000 a year. That's painful. It's like, in the back, really painful. And then on top of that, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to check out with SoundCloud. Now, SoundCloud actually offers the actual use of the song as long as you buy the song. Some places don't have that, so it's kind of sketchy. But if you go straight up ready to buy it, and the songs aren't that expensive, and it says clear in the description and tells you what you can use it for. So there's a couple of keywords I have to be careful of, and possibly SoundCloud might be the way to go, which is great because then SoundCloud does what it's supposed to do. It highlights new artists, and that's kind of what the whole radio, Fat Cat Radio was all about. So yeah, it's the license at this point.
Yeah.
I wanted to see what people were saying. Have you explored trying out DLive? Followed to Twitter. Okay, read that. Have you seen her show a few times? It's a video streaming platform. Oh, okay. Beth Randall says she's smart. Somebody said I'm smart. Let me knock on wood. Something's going to backfire. I promise. Something is going to backfire. Oh my goodness. So,
what I do for my videos is I go on Lo-Fi Geek, which is a YouTube channel, but they do a lot of no copyright, and essentially what they state on their descriptions, etc., is you can use the music that they publish So it's from artists like Lakey Inspired and stuff like that. But you just credit the artist, and there's like a copy pasta that you put in the description, and that should, in theory, never give me an issue.
But the thing is, if they bootleg it, if the creator that they have has bootleg it, you can actually be responsible because you didn't do quote unquote the homework. So that's why having a streamer kind of like Epidemic Sound and Upbeat, they've had done their homework and they've actually they'll back you up. So that they give that kind of protection, and that's the protection that I actually need for this. Now, if there was a place like you just described that are like, hey, you can use our song entirely, we don't care, but we also give you the protection, I'm absolutely up for that.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's just been a headache, and I'm pretty sure there has to be someone that has actually monetized this to the point where people can go in and use a whole song as in the entirety. I tried audio. Audio said, "I'm glad. Thanks for the inquiry before," and I explained how Epidemic Sound treated it, and they're like, "Yeah, well, that's great, but you need to do, you need to do this, this, and this." And then, of course, they're like, the license you're looking for is basically a radio license. And that's pretty much what the lawyer that I talked to said, that it's just basically you're going to have to eventually get a radio license, which is going to be expensive. Thank you, Eric. Yeah, Eric has sent me a article, but I'm going to have to turn off. I'm going to have to turn that off, actually. I do not want that in the background as people listening on a podcast. Okay, so you had a friend. Explain what happened.
I had a friend.
Yes, you had a friend.
Real life friend. No, yeah. So Stefan in the chat, me and him go way back to when we both had long hair and mine was dyed black. Which I believe you have seen before, haven't you, Cracks?
Yes, you've sent me a picture.
Yeah. Not the best part of my life.
You didn't look bad. I will admit, you didn't look bad. It wasn't as bad as you make it out to be.
But yeah, so he came over today. We were on stream yesterday with Lads Night In, and so we agreed that because he had some stickers for me, he was going to pop over, have a chat. So COVID regulations, he stayed outside, I stayed inside, but you know, we made it work. And I decided I was going to give him a couple of treats. So he got some of my baby clown isopods to surprise his little girl with, because I gave her 5 of my clowns as like a little starter isopod setup, and she absolutely adores them. So we've snuck in some babies, and it's going to be quite good seeing her reaction tomorrow when he shows her that the clowns have babies. So that should be fun. And then we got bumblebee millipedes. So I gave him one of my baby bumblebees because he kept one before, but didn't have much luck with it, although it was an adult. So now he's got a young one in the proper substrate. So that should be quite fun for him. It takes about 12 months for them to get mature, and then they can live for another, I believe, like 1 or 2 years. I'm not 100% sure. And he also got a sun beetle, which is kind of like a joint gift for him and his little girl as well. So they'll be able to enjoy a nice little sun beetle, just a single one in a sort of medium pot. So that'll be quite fun. But yeah, I enjoyed his little trips and that to come see me, because I normally sort him out and that. He's such a good friend. I could never really ask for much from him. But it's just a really good sort of break in the week to just have a friend come over and talk inverts. So he got to see my scorpions, and he was just as surprised as I would when he saw the size of the Silenus I've got. It's absolutely tiny. But yeah, really good time.
Nice. No, I just hit a link in the description below if somebody would like to come on and say hi and hang out with us. If Stefan is up for that. Eric says the upside to DLive is they reward the audience as well as the content creators. Again, I'll have to take a look on DLive because Eric, what it is a standalone. Playing music on a standalone means that I'm just playing the music, and as you can see, I don't really hook up a video to it. So, I mean, another cheeky way is if I was having, like, we were having this discussion, playing music in the background, while there was a tarantula doing their thing in the background or something in the background, that would be a whole different thing. Again, that would be them adding music to my story. So it's not like a, how do you call it? It's not technically a radio because there's a basic picture. But again, I wanted to do a whole podcast with music and featuring music as well as featuring exotic pets. So yeah, like again, it's all in the lingo. It was a pain in the butt to actually figure things out. I'm glad Twitch did what they did, and I'm glad that I figured out what Epidemic Sounds was, because I could have renewed and had a year or two's worth of videos that would have totally just devastated me. And now I caught it early. It's kind of like an oops that you catch early. So it's kind of, I see it's a blessing in disguise, especially for a long term. Now today I'm actually going to be rehousing. I'm actually going to start doing some videos on Instagram after the podcast, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually feed and water a couple of tarantulas and do the babies, and then rehouse tomorrow.
If you want a really good free editor, I use KineMaster, Kine Master. Scott's Inverts showed me on it. That's why I've got the little logo in the corner of my videos. But that's really good, and it has the Instagram format as well. So if you film it, then you can do little cuts and edits before you put it up, and just pretty it up before it goes on, rather than just raw.
Wait, what? Hold on. Rewind. That was a lot of information thrown at me.
So the software is called KineMaster, and it's basically a free editor. You can pay to have a watermark removed, and you can pay for premium features, but the base level of it is still extremely good. And as you've seen, like with my videos, starting off without it and then going on with it, each video seems to get that little bit better each time. But they have an Instagram template that frames it for the Instagram reels, like the longer format videos on Instagram. So that could be something to look into.
Yeah, no, definitely. Send me a link later.
Yeah, I will.
Eric says on DLive, which is a live stream service, I believe, able to receive prizes. Article I went on Discord. It was a good read. Oh, okay. Good. Then I will definitely take a look at that, Eric. I really, really will. Ladies and gentlemen, give Eric a round of applause. He's been showing me love for over a year now, so I have to show him some love. I also have to show some love to Ophi Spider Mom, or Ophi Spider-Verse, because when I get 100 subscribers, I said that I would do a face reveal. Next thing I know, all over their Instagram is my label saying subscribe to this person. I wonder why.
Ophi's great for that.
I love Ophi. Ophi's great. Ophi's their dad, Ophi's dad, is great. It was just hilarious. Now we are definitely trying to get a certain Stefan to come onto the show. Stefan, you're being called out.
One of us. I have a story actually. Today I have sent out. Obviously, Stefan got some of my stickers because I've got stickers now. I sent 2 to Spider-Man with a nice letter, and I've sent 2 to Ophi. So I'm really hoping they get there all right in about a week's time, and I can't wait to see what they think about them. But the only other person that's got them at the moment is Wayne over at Stone Circle Tarantulas, and I put them in with the order that I sent out to him, which we can talk about in a bit if you'd like.
Absolutely.
But
Absolutely.
once I've sorted out stamps, happy to send to anyone. Just get in touch with me. send me your address, and I'll try and get them out, even you cracks. The only thing is,
I have to get some stickers.
depending on... Pardon?
I have to get some stickers. I have to get some stickers from people.
Yes, you do.
The thing is, I'm like the only person who doesn't have stickers. Everybody has stickers. I'm like the kid without any.
It's okay. I'll circle crop your logo and send you it so you can get stickers printed easy.
Yay!
But yeah, I'll send you out some. And anyone in the UK, I'm always happy to take like a 70p donation just for the postage, but I'll try and cover it myself for the most part. So yeah.
The best says she loves stickers. Oh, Peter Webster says, make sure to check out my new video, guys. I unboxed 6 new females.
Definitely will, Peter.
Oh, definitely have to check that out. Oh, absolutely. We should, you know what? If I can find a way to actually play a video live on our live streams and then us do a voiceover, that would be incredibly great. That would be actually pretty funny, but I'm not sure if we could do that, honestly. I really don't, because of the audio being looped. That might actually cause an issue, but maybe.
Sorry, what was that?
I'm thinking maybe. Oh, Beth is like, I love stickers. Hint, hint. She wants stickers from you.
Yeah, she can definitely have some stickers.
Yes. Mark the Spider Guy says, Beth, I have stickers if you want some. Yes, actually, everybody who has stickers. Oh, we're losing our audience. Everybody's getting bored. Ladies and gentlemen, if you've got stickers, feel free to, if you want to give them out, or if you want to promote them, or if you want to promote yourself, again, you're more than welcome to come on the show and do that. Yeah, it's actually pretty good. But I think we're going right into our... Nope, I've got a little bit more. I've got some rum with me. I had such a rough day today. I even brought the rum with me because it was so bad. Today was just a major freaking headache, one right after another. I'll just say that much. Now, if you like the show, please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Please share it. I want you guys to actually enjoy it. And like I said, this is a radio podcast, and the thing is, it's an exotics radio podcast. It's geared for people like us. And your favorite person has just jumped on.
Yay, happy Ann.
Hello.
Hello.
Oh,
Stefan Hotup. Stefan, he just called you happy.
Oh no, I saw Happy Ant's comment and then I refreshed and Stefan popped up. How you doing, bro?
Yeah, all good.
You sound a little muffled though, so is everything okay?
It should be.
Yeah.
Sounds a little bit better now.
Yeah, it sounds a little better now.
Let me try a headset.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
Oh,
no, there. Now we lost him again.
Okay.
I have to say, while he figures out his audio, I love your logo.
Is that better?
Oh, absolutely.
There we go.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we have Scott's Animal Adventures and Stefan Hotup, who has one of the best logos. I'm a sucker for chili sauce. I'm a sucker for hot spices. And what does it say? Something in Scovilles. What was it? Spoods and Scovilles. Nice.
Right, trying to get him on the YouTube game, but he'll get there.
I got him on the podcast game now.
Yeah.
Now tell us a little bit about yourself and about what you do, Stefan.
Not much to tell, really. I keep tarantulas. I've got a couple of scorpions. I keep a few isopod colonies. I'm big on my fish tanks.
And you're looking at Vivs, aren't you?
And yeah, I'm looking into starting off a first snake setup.
No, I have a couple of people here in Sweden. I have to make a guilty pleasure, a Swedish guilty pleasure. First of all, I want to say hello, Tony. Tony Webb and Spider Mom 1978 has joined us. Hello, hello, everybody. But the back what I was saying, the most guilty pleasure we've ever have here is our fish tanks. They're huge here. Owning fish is a big hobby in Sweden. So now my next question, with that being said, what do you keep?
Well, I have a smaller tank that has 1, 2, 3 plecos in there, 2 smaller catfish, a bunch of Amano shrimp, and then downstairs we have a bigger community tank. There's a whole load of different tetras in there. There's some barbs in there, a couple of plecos in there, one huge angelfish in there. Oh, what else is in there? So red-tailed black shark.
Otter singlets as well, aren't there?
They're in the smaller tank.
All right.
Bigger tank. I think that's about it for the bigger tank.
Really good looking tanks though.
They could be better. I need to redo the big tank. It's just a load of decorations in there. I need to take all them out, get some proper live plants in there, beam it up.
So basically all freshwater.
Yeah, all freshwater. I would love one day to do a marine tank, but it's just so much.
They take so long. Well, It's not really expensive. Well, not here in Sweden. They're not so expensive. They just take so long to grow. When I think what people don't realize is when you get a saltwater tank, you grow them like you would a plant. You have to make sure everything's good before you get the fish.
Yeah.
You have to get the coral flourishing. I can't speak. It's the rum. Before you even think about putting fish in there, and it's just such hard work. But it's rewarding. Hands down, it's highly rewarding. But I live in a small apartment, and so I'd rather have my tarantulas rather than a saltwater tank. Yeah. Now. You were talking about freshwater and a community tank. Have you thought about getting rays? Because there are several freshwater rays.
It's been on my mind, but space-wise, at the moment, I haven't got any room for that big of a tank. But yeah, one day I would love some rays.
Even for the freshwater, you would need more room for the freshwater?
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure they get massive, the freshwater rays.
Yeah, I think quite often they're over 7 inches. Not
about some of them are get about the size of the palm of a hand. But some
really?
of them
I've never seen any that small.
Yeah. Let me check real quick because there is. Believe it or not, we actually have a designated site here.
Yeah, while you're checking that, I just wanted to say I'm really excited because in the near future, Stefan is very kindly giving me my first assassin bug. So it's a Cytala horrida, and I just want the one because I don't really want to have a big breeding group of them just yet, but it should be a really interesting thing because he's got a few nymphs. So he said that I'm welcome to one. So he's brought over a small setup today, which looks absolutely epic. I'm well happy with it. And yeah, in the near future, he's gonna sort me out with my own assassin bug nymph, which I am buzzing about.
Keep talking. I'm still looking for it.
Yeah, no worries. But I don't know. What's your favourite thing that I gave you today, Steph?
It's got to be the sun beetle.
Really?
I've had it out walking around on my hand. Started to try and munch on my finger a bit.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I just fed mine some fruit, so it was probably a bit hungry. Because I don't feed them fruit every day. I like to sort of give them the opportunity to, forage for a bit more of the decayed fruit. Because I give them quite a bit so it can sort of decay out like they would in the wild. But
yeah.
At least they didn't try and fly away.
Yeah, I that was in my mind.
Yeah, they sound like angry
fly?
bees. It's great, especially at like 3 a.m.
Yeah.
I can't be too nice to you, so I'll tell you
That's
that now.
gonna be fun.
No,
I've already got the scorpion. My scorpion likes to rummage around and tap on the side of the tank. Well, try and climb up the side of the tank,
I'll tell you what I saw the other day.
Noises.
I don't know if Tony can help me, but tore my bra. What is Tony talking about in the chat? Sorry. I just saw his comment. Cracks, no joke. Tore my bra
off with feeding tongues.
But yeah.
Okay,
I'm
so
sure
your name is? I heard my name. I heard my name. Cracks, no joke. I tore my bra on the feeding tongue. Oh, good grief. Oh, that's.
I'm looking for a burrowing scorpion. Obviously I want to get the Israeli gold next, which is the Scorpio Morus palmatus. But I think after that I would be looking for one of the burrowing scorpion species because they can hiss. And I saw one on a YouTube video the other day, and as long as it's not DWA Tony, if you could give me some background on how easy they are to find in the UK, that would be great because I saw that and I just thought that was epic. Just a scorpion that hisses at you. But you've got your wood scorpion and your patersi, haven't you?
Yeah, them too. I do want to get another one.
Okay, so I found it. But it's actually bigger than I thought it was. So, but not by much because it rarely reaches that size. In the wild, it reaches that size and actually can exceed up to 14 inches. Now I'm just gonna say inches because it's what do you call it? This is basically off an American site. So I had to actually go. I actually had to look up from inches to centimeters. I apologize. So the smallest of the stingrays is a Potamotrigon scopina. It's basically, it grows a disc size of about a width of 8 inches, between 8 to 12 inches, but rarely does in captivity. This, mind you, this is actually just in the wild. But I can't find the captive, so I'm just gonna the captive size. So I'm just gonna say 8 to 12 inches to be on the safe side. That's actually pretty big. Actually, I didn't think they got that big. I thought they were much smaller than that. Because most of the time you just see them, they're about the size of a palm of a hand. So that's actually pretty big. I mean, that's the size of a, not quite the size of a dinner plate, but almost.
I mean, if I could get one that would be the size of my hand, then yeah, I'd be open to it.
Well, they take forever to grow, so there's that. But I'm pretty sure you don't want to keep it until it gets to a certain size. That's just that's just ill keeping in my eyes.
Yeah, there's no point in doing that. You want it to live a happy and healthy life.
Yeah, exactly.
Not just you're this size and then I'll get rid of you.
And they call these they call them small rays for an absolute reason. Because rays do get, I mean, they get huge. They really, really get huge. So how big is your big tank?
125 liters. Not sure how many gallons that is.
This one just says 72 by 24 inches minimum.
Okay.
I think 125 litres is about 75 gallon, but I'm not sure.
So I'm not sure what the measurements for that would be. It just says how long the tank has to be and how wide. So long is 72, 24 wide.
Okay, so that's 6 foot by 2 foot by 2 foot.
That's a pretty big tank. That's huge.
If that's inches.
Yeah, they're talking inches, which is
that's bigger than my Boba Viv.
I was gonna say that's huge.
If you imagine on my Viv's cracks, the Boa Viv plus the Hognose Viv, that's what you're talking.
Oh, Ophi Spider-Verse says that's 33 gallons. Holy cow. That's and there's 4 liter, 3 point something, but basically 4 liters to 1 gallon. So times 33 times 4, then it's much easier to figure out. That's massive. Oh God, that's painful. That is painful.
I have some bad news. Well, I have some sad news.
What?
Well, Stefan and I were talking last night about me looking into a first tarantula, and Stefan come up with an absolutely genius idea to loan me one of his, so either like the elbow or the chromatus, something like that, like a beginner species, to take care of and basically look after for like a week or so. So I get a feed in, I get a bit of a sort of feel for it to see how I get on, because my biggest fear would be that I'd get the spider, panic, die of fear, and then not be able to keep it and have to give it to Stefan, which is great for him because he gets a free spider, but me, not so much because I feel terrible. But
no, actually,
sorry.
I'm going to interrupt you for a second. You're thinking, you're just being selfish. Just thinking about yourself. All of us would get a good laugh. So what's the problem?
Oh, cheers. Yeah, thanks. Do the unboxing video. And bloody bot. Just looking up at me like, yeah, what are you going to do? No, I spoke to my parents.
He freaks out. He's done.
And it's a no-go because my sister and my mum both will not have a tarantula in the house, which I'm actually sad about, but at the same time also relieved because it means you're not allowed to pressure me anymore.
Oh, watch me. It will happen.
No more
I will help them get over their fear. And then be like, look, I've got a perfect tarantula for him to start off with. It won't get it. They're actually fast growers, to be honest.
You're just going to send me an adult female T sturmii. I'm just like, this is great first tarantula. It comes in like a 2-foot box. Open it up, it's like bigger than the dinner plate.
No, what I would love to do is I'd love to get you a tripepe.
That'd be interesting.
And I do tripepe. They're beautiful. They're beautiful strawberry blonde. Absolutely wonderful, unique personalities. Love to be crazy and bolt everywhere and freak out.
Yeah.
They freak out. It's so funny because it's like your hide is right there. Why are you freaking out? Just go into your hide if you're that freaked out. And they're like, nah, I'm just gonna throw a fit here. Then even once you throw food at them, they're like, oh, okay, like nothing ever happened.
Kind of sending me an SCAL first.
I wouldn't do that to you. I'm keeping my SCAL.
If Tony was feeling sadistic, I'm sure he'd send me a Subspinips in just a box without any kind of packaging and just let me freak out. But Tony's nice, so he wouldn't do that to me.
I'm not commenting.
Cannot
I'm
imagine
just
that.
gonna leave it alone. I'm just gonna walk
Just a,
away.
just a giant centipede in a double box, but like not packaged. So I'm just going through the packing peanuts, and suddenly it's just there.
Hello.
Oh my gosh.
That'd be in my nightmare.
Did you see that? Did you see the videos? There was one video that the company did that, and I was like, "What?" There was I don't know the full context of the video because I was just so mad because I like to watch unboxing videos. I'm sorry, they're just actually some of the coolest things you can actually watch. And there's a gentleman who has mobility issues. He can't really move about. He can't really see. And he's an older gentleman. You could clearly tell that tarantulas are a way for him to enjoy life. So anyways, he gets this unboxing and he's just like, what? They had taped the slings to the top of the lid, so all the slings died. And then they're in the box itself, the delivery box, there's a loose tarantula. There's warning labels all over it saying there's a loose tarantula. This is an old world tarantula he ordered.
Damn.
And of course,
trying to find the right words because I'm not allowed to swear. 2 words come to mind. I'm not allowed to swear.
Yeah, no, it was bad. And the thing is, of course, it's instantaneous death. You know that. If there's no packaging, no way for the tarantula to grab on, it's just death. And you could just see the disappointment and very sad expression on his face. But this gentleman had to use magnifying glasses to actually see the package. I mean, that's how bad his eyesight was. And of course, he had some mobility issues with his hands. So you can imagine getting if the animal had been alive and the issue with that. So yeah, it was just heartbreaking and heart-wrenching to watch that. So you may joke, but there are companies that actually do it. I don't even know what goes through their head when they do something like that. It just drives me nuts. Apparently they weren't thinking at all. That just again, that breaks my heart.
Yeah, Tony's got some interesting stories about imports. I'm sure if you got in touch with him, he'd be able to send you some funny stories. He's just put in the chat about when he opened up an import and there was a C. minax, C. lividum, and C. elbow striata that was out loose. I can imagine that.
Wow. Please tell me they all lived. Ellie Bug Babies is in the house, and so is Moon over Miami. Hello, guys. Hello. No, that's just something. Peter Webster said that they got an order from Creatures from the North a while ago, and there was a big female H. dorai loose in the box, and sadly it had died because it was being crushed by the other tubs. Ouch! I'm sorry, sweetie. That's just heartbreaking. Tony Webb says they all lived. They all lived. They didn't like getting found. That's amazing. I like happy ending stories like that. That's just amazing. Interesting way to find out. That's like me when my regalis when Izzy got out, and I'm like, oh shh! I had a heart attack. Because the first thing I do in the morning is I come in and I check all my tarantulas. I make sure everybody's okay, everybody's alive, everybody's well, and then I sit down and relax because it's like a morning routine when you slowly drink your coffee and you're slowly waking up to that warm caffeine.
You just see him in the wall.
I saw that he wasn't in his hidey hole like he normally is, and I'm like, oh gosh, where are you now? So I look around and there's nothing. And then I look up and I notice that I had closed the top of the lid over the handle that's supposed to hold down the lid. So he had a huge gap to crawl through, and of course he did. And so I panicked. Didn't expect him to be where he was. He was still on his enclosure, around where my fingers were.
Yeah, Stefan and my our friend on that pet page, James. He recently had a free Roman Balfouri for a bit. That was interesting for him, but he luckily found it. It's all back and good now. But that was quite funny, wasn't it, Stefan, on the stream?
Yeah, that was hilarious. I think I was on the stream, and he's just like, "Oh, I gotta go. I've seen it."
Yeah, and then he just goes off, and then suddenly he's back, and it's like, yeah.
10 minutes later, he puts in chat, "I got it."
That's great. Peter Webb says, I did a live time to prove that contradicted them. I did a live at the time to prove it and contradicted them and got a mouthful of abuse. They barred me from buying from them. I can imagine. I would buy from them anyways. I would buy them from them again anyways. That's horrible.
Very poor customer service in that case.
Terrible. Yeah, I was, even Happy Ant cut you off on that one. It was terrible customer service. See, this is the reason why I wanted to start Bluebonnet Tarantulas. For one, I already explained to you. I think I've explained this a couple of times already. You know, people, when they get their tarantula from me, they get a birth certificate, they get adoption papers, first baby pics. The adventure does not stop once you get to tarantula.
I mean, it's cute that most people getting dogs. When you buy a puppy, you get a really cute puppy. You buy one of your tarantulas, you get the birth certificate, you get the eggs with legs, you get a nice little ribbon, it's just amazing. Like, you make it sound so cute for these evil death nuggets that I'm not allowed to keep.
They're not evil death nuggets.
They're just 8-legged cats. They've got the same attitude as a cat as well, really. Half of them.
See, that's why they're great for not touching. Just looking at it. They're happy with that.
There's a cartoon where someone put cats' faces on tarantulas' bodies, and I'll send it to you because you'll absolutely love it. It's the cutest, most scary thing in the world.
For somebody like you, for me, it's probably the most hilarious thing in the world.
It's not scary. It's just like unsettling to see cats with 8 legs.
Yeah, that's just that's actually kind of disturbing. Happy Hands, like happy, they're evil death nuggets. They are not evil death nuggets.
It's just the first thing that came to my head. I'm sorry.
No, I have I do own an evil death nugget. They have 4 legs. They're furry with a long tail. You walk by, they're drawing blood because they're going to tackle your leg. That's an evil death nugget.
Goth Lobster's living up to his name, my spinnifer. I open up and take the hide off and that, and he's sort of calm, but then all of a sudden he'll be like in a ready to go kind of pose, and he'll just have a little wander around and that, and I'm like, please do not go up your mesh fence, because you know I don't really want to be like trying to catch you in a catch cup. And so far he's behaving, but he's like the seller said, he's got an attitude. I like it. And the little Silenus Tony, he's just kind of chill, so that's always good.
No, Stefan, I got a question for you.
Okay.
Scovos. I'm gonna get off on topic just a little bit.
All right.
I've seen where you've been posting the hot sauces.
Mm-hmm.
What is the hottest sauce you can recommend? Now, I will get back to the reason why this and tarantulas will go hand in hand. But
the hottest that I can recommend, or the hottest that I've tried,
you can actually tell me to go buy, because there's a
what's the name of it?
Stone Temple tarantulas. Stone Circle tarantulas. Hot sauces.
It's not his.
Not Double Dare.
No, it's not Double Dare. It's Mad Dog 44 Magnum. It's 4 million Scovilles. That's probably the hottest that I've had.
I wonder if it's any stronger than the Carolina Reaper. Reaper Sling, Carolina. It's Carolina Reaper Sling, and it's said to be one of the hottest sauces in the world. So if it's hotter than that, I'll definitely try that. I will definitely have to have ordered that. Peter Webster says the bomb actually is not as hot as the Carolina, because I can eat the bomb. I can actually eat food that's been coated in that.
From all I've heard of the bomb, it's not that nice. It's just the heat.
Yeah, the bomb actually has a kind of a bit of a sour flavor to it. So it's actually pretty good if you have it with, if you can mix it with like a barbecue sauce, and then coat your wings or coat your ribs or sausages or whatever you like to. Because I don't really like the sour taste or the sour after flavor that you get. The heat will instantly hit you, and it will continuously to build up as you continue to eat. But I wasn't really impressed with it. Like I said, I like heat. I love heat. The hotter the better. I like it when my ears ring and my nose starts running instantaneously. That's you know it's a good hot sauce. But I also like to actually have flavor with my hot sauce. I know I'm picky. Now the reason why I asked, now this is where I get back to the tarantulas, is because on Podbean I did a 500 follower thing where I went on live and I was eating Carolina's Reaper Sling, chips dipped in it.
Okay.
For an entire 2 hours. That was probably one of the most painful things I've ever done in my own history. Now, I was doing face reveal, since I'm doing 100 face reveal on the 100 subscribers. When we get to 200 subscribers, I will go on live on camera and eat whatever you guys decide to tell me to eat. So basically, find the hottest sausage you can. On top of the 200, to celebrate the 200, I will also be giving away a tarantula.
And at 300, you'll eat a whole can of surströmming.
Oh, God.
No. So yeah. And now that's what I was talking about.
Sounds awesome. I mean, I'd join in and do it on a Comfy Pants Wednesday, but I don't really want to be hiccuping for like 3 hours.
Eric is like, I'll remember that. Eric's back. Yes, Eric was there for the 500. Because I whimper and I whine a lot when I'm in pain. Apparently, it sounded like more of a porno than an actual online video or online stream. And so everybody was having a good time at my expense. So and then everybody keeps teasing me I should play it again. I'm like, nope, I'm good. That ain't gonna happen. It's a live only. You have to be there for the live. Peter, if you're having issues eating hot sauce and then going to the toilet, believe it or not, you eat grapes before you eat hot sauce, and you won't have any issue in the stomach area. Green grapes produce a certain chemical that actually helps reduce this acidity in the hot sauce, so it doesn't burn when it exits. I
have a challenge that we could do at some point. Even if Stefan got involved, that would be great. If we all managed to get the same hot sauce and we could do like a share screen, someone who knows what the species is puts the species up, we have to guess what it is, and if we get it wrong we have to do like a cracker with chili sauce on for like a little segment. So it's kind of like
that's not a bad idea. It doesn't have to be tarantula. It could also be everything invert. How about that?
And if you're really nice to me, you can throw in a couple of snakes.
Yeah, invert, reptilian. We could do it all.
Yeah.
So what do you think, Stefan? Would you be up for doing something like that?
Yeah, it sounds good. I'd be up for it.
Oh, we are going to be in a world of pain. So let's do that for a hallmark. Oh, what kind of hallmark are we looking at? What kind of stepping stone? What are we looking at?
Planned already. 100, 200.
100 is the face reveal. 200 is the. Actually, we could do it with the 200. 200. Then I'll come on with face reveal and doing that so people can actually see the pain.
Go do it in the middle. Go 150.
Yeah, there you go. So we have a 100 mark and a 150 mark. Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah.
Ellie's up for it. She's like, sounds like a plan.
And then 200, you can just be in pain and we'll just laugh at you.
Yes.
Laugh with you. Sorry, laugh with you.
Sure. Everybody's gonna have the winner's gonna have a good laugh at us. Peter Webster says, "I'm going to initiate. I'm a YouTuber to get me out of here. Part 2. See who is brave to take the challenge." We could. Oh, actually, well, the thing is, I can't do a lot of people because I'm not subscribed. I'm trying to think. Maybe we could do something and try to get more people. I think the most amount is 5 people that I can have right on hand right now. So it would be the 3 of us, which is 3. So it'd be 2 more people, and maybe anybody else.
If we work something out, we could do a pre-recorded, similar to like Fatal Fangs, but not like a competition as such. Just get involved and get all the channels. If we work something out, kind of like the 5 for 5, but if we work out something sort of like, I don't know, like just work something out and then we can get the whole community involved and we can all just collaborate with a hashtag or something, tag each other's videos and do something like that. That would be really cool.
Nah, but I would actually prefer everybody to be here on a live. That way we could actually do it all at once and then have.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That way we can have the people actually send in people send in photos or display photos. Yeah. I'm just trying to figure out how we would do that. That's the thing, is I'm trying to figure out how we would do. Would we just have like somebody in one of us throw up a picture, because then we would know the answer. So we would have to have somebody like a ref or somebody come on, and then.
I mean, for our UK viewers, I'm happy to do a competition at some point. So, say a couple of species of isopods, just a starter, and some stickers. And we can do a little competition where we put up, say, 10 different tarantulas, old world, new world, and whoever gets the most right, or whoever gets it quickest right, if they get the most overall, in the quickest time, then I'll just get their address and send them some stuff out for free.
So you're going to be prize giver. If you're the prize giver, why don't you come on the live? But that still doesn't make sense. We've got to figure something out, because it sounds like a really fun deal. Because I was thinking maybe there was a way that people in the chat could actually post pictures, and then we get to actually on the spot judge it, kind of thing.
Yeah, so where I've got the what do you call it? The 2 phones, I can be on a different app. So if people have me on Instagram, they could always send me in pictures, and if we work out how we could do it on the stream, if there's like a share screen button or something, I could always do something like that. But we'll talk about it after the stream, and we'll try and get something sorted and let the people know on Instagram, and I will let people know on Facebook. So if anyone's got me on Facebook, I'll put up a post on my news feed and in my Arachnid and Exotic Inverts Keepers group. And
hey, that sounds like a deal. That sounds like a big deal. We could definitely do something like that.
Have you got your Facebook set up yet? Because I know you were saying you were joining Facebook.
I've got the Facebook up. I just don't know what to add to it and make it all pretty. And I don't know how, because I got Cracks on Go as the name, but I can't switch it to Exotics Radio, which is weird. So I don't know how to do that. All of that. Somebody's gonna have to walk me through.
I'll let you know. We can make a page. we
that would be. Your help would be immense. Immensely appreciated. No, the thing is, we've done this for an hour now. We've yet to play any music. Oh, Flo, everyone. It says hello, everyone. Flo has joined us. Now, not this weekend. Not this coming Friday, because this coming Friday we have June. June. I called her June again. It's Jade. Jade's Jungle coming over on this Friday for Have a Drink With Me Friday. The Flo will be on the next week. Flo is a person who really focuses on inverts, especially arachnids, the wildlife portion, and takes wonderful videos and pictures. And absolutely, I've even caught her feeding the the wildlife. So she's definitely a great hobby and really highlights wildlife. The suburban highlight. What?
Has Flo got Instagram? Because I'll look it up and tag it in the comments.
Yes. Hold on a second. Where's my phone? The name is a bit long, so I'm gonna have to type it out.
Sorry, I'm just really on it today. I'm in a really good mood for once.
You're always on it. What are you talking about?
Is it Flo the Fun and Friends?
Yes.
Cool. Follow, share this profile.
Oh, Flo, feel free. The people will be coming now.
Yes, we will get you more peoples.
Oh, we got Nathan's Exotics and more in the house as well. Holy
Hey,
cow.
Nathan, how are you doing?
Got people coming on all over the place.
Here, I sent a load of people the link, so we should have some more people coming in. And I shared it all around my groups before we joined.
See, I share it and nobody comes. You share it, everybody comes. Oh, you want some? Okay, what do you want? What do you want? I just have tarantulas. What do you want? What do you want for Christmas? Oh. Getting that early a Christmas present. Check, being nice. The check mark. God, that joke sounded better in my head than it came out of my mouth. I need to drink more. And we've got Stefan over there, so quiet.
I'm Stefan.
He'll get used to it. It took me a while, didn't it? And now look at me.
I know, you're very engaging now. So
can't get rid of me now.
Does this mean Stefan's going to be on more?
Maybe. We'll see how he feels.
He's like, yeah, maybe no. I'm gonna. I don't know.
He can be an occasional guest when I bully him enough so it comes on.
No, it was just surprising to see both of you. They're like, yeah, we live 10 minutes away from each other. I was like, for a while there,
I mean, what a brilliant post for Instagram. I mean, you can't beat meeting up with a friend on a sunny day and talking inverts for like half an hour.
Hey, it was a gorgeous day today. Even here in Sweden, it was really nice. It's starting to warm up, which is nice. Hold on a second. Happy Aunt UK says, yes, drinking more is always a good idea to make the words come out of the mouth and sound so much better. I fear there was sarcasm in there. Mark the Spider Guy, thank you so very much for sharing. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you like the show, please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, share the show, let the people know we're here. We're here to chill. It's Comfy Pants Wednesday, so, shoes and socks, not required. Shirt, not required, but the pants are. We've got Eric Kirk, who just said, Podbean and Friends on Instagram is the Old Man Podcast. Eric Kirk 60, the Old Man Podcast. John DeVito is at John DeVito, and I can get Twitter handles too. And Mark the Spider Guy says you need more on cracks. Oh no, I'm good. I'd rather focus on my tarantulas and invert care. Speaking of inverts and all other strange animal, so have any of you seen celebrities with exotic pets, and what were your thoughts if you did?
I do not wish to comment. No, I'm joking. Kim Kardashian and her abysmally terrible post of her daughter's bearded dragon.
Oh god,
it brought a tear to my eye. It didn't actually, but inside I was crying
Mm.
because it's so sad to see such a high quality of person, if you like, with all of the money in the world and can't even get a bearded dragon's toenails clipped or have what I would imagine to be any kind of setup that's suitable. I saw
Actually,
signs of
she had.
MBD and everything.
I heard that she actually had a pretty good setup. It was the intricate care that they didn't have.
Yeah.
Like the toenails, if you know, the toenails were red and inflamed. So there might be some sort of an infection going on there. And then the way she was holding it was absolutely incorrect.
I'd also like to say any clothing you put on a reptile has a counterintuitive effect. It actually cools the reptile down because it insulates it from the outside warmth. So
Yeah.
it will eventually cool rather than getting warmer.
Yep. But you don't know if that's just for the photo shoot. You don't know if, from my understanding, the animal's not wearing it all the time. That was just for the photo shoot. But again, it's just no. What I didn't like is where what I really didn't like was the toenails tell you a lot about the health, and they were pretty red and inflamed. So there were some serious issues going on. Now, we don't know if she was taking the animal to a vet and it was in the middle of getting cared for. I mean, there's many things that we don't know, and I don't want to play the devil's advocate. But again, it was just it's not something I would promote or anything that I would back up. Now, there are some celebrities that actually went out of the way and do an incredible job for their animals. I can't think of her name. She was an actress back in the 60s and 70s, and she took in 3 lions. And she loved them so much that she understood that their needs, the needs that they needed to have. So she went to bought land in Africa and opened up a sanctuary for them. I was like, well, somebody did something right. And another actress who had bought several acres for her one deer. Yeah, it was just it's amazing. There are some that go out of their way to treat their animals very, very well. George Clooney, believe it or not, had a pig. He loved his pig so much. It lived, I think it was 26 years. It lived for a very long time and it passed away of old age, and it devastated him. So there are people, celebrities of high that do or high end that do a lot of care. Yeah. Now, I guess there was this huge. The only reason why I bring this up is because somebody asked me to talk about the debacle between Shaq and his tigers and some place that held tigers. I don't know all of that. I tried to look it up, and apparently Shaq was saying, yeah, but the tigers were never in his possession or something like that. And it was just like, if they're never in your possession, how do you own them? I don't quite understand that whole debacle thing going on.
Yeah, I don't really understand celebrity pets for the most part. It seems like a lot of people will rent animals more than actually own them long term. And I feel like I get that kind of impression quite a lot. So you see a lot of animals, but often they've gone to somewhere else to get photos taken and then go from there.
No, that is an actual issue. But I wanted to focus on those who did something good. They got an animal and they did something good. Like Michael Jackson. People remember Michael Jackson's chimpanzee. And he went and bought land and opened up a sanctuary for primates for his chimpanzee, who needed way more care than actually he could provide. So, I mean, there are people who can own up to their mistakes like he did and said, hey, look, I didn't know this animal, was so much, and then and try to correct everything. I've noticed Stefan jumped off. Is Stefan coming back? Or did he just
Cool.
I heard a voice in the background, and then he went quiet. Like there was a little bit of extra noise in the background, so I don't know if he just got off because there was something going on, or because he's a family guy. Yeah, kids do happen, but that's gonna be a connection. I don't know. So I don't know, and I think he left the whole stream. So I wanted your guys' opinion on. Happy Aunt is leaving, heading to bed. Good night, Happy Aunt. Take care.
Not Happy Aunt.
So that was my biggest thing, was wanted to bring up people's what people remembered about pets and exotic animals and their thoughts on it. Like you said, many of them seem like they were the animal, but
yeah, unfortunately, I don't know much about celebrity pets. I don't really know much about celebrities, to be fair. Other than the films they star in and the music they make, I don't really know much. So the only thing I could really think about was the Kim Kardashian thing, because it went so through all of the reptile groups and everything like that. But I'm sure there are people that put a hell of a lot of love and a hell of a lot of passion into the animals, and I can't even imagine how awesome it would be to have a celebrity kind of income and keep something like a green tree monitor or something like an Australian water dragon, and just see like an immense epic setup, like fully decked out with like their kind of money. It would just be incredible. You know, like aircraft grade aluminium enclosure or something, just amazing. But I guess that's why I wish I was a celebrity.
no, I was trying to look it up. Does apparently people were. Oh, Stefan Hotup said the phone died. Sorry, had to switch to the tablet. That's perfectly fine. Feel free to come back. I will invite you again. Copied. Doop. Peace. Now, Peter Webster says they're gonna have to go. Good night, everybody. Or good night, Stefan. Or not Stefan. Good night, Peter. Oh gosh, I need to quit. I've put way too much.
Too much rum, not enough coffee.
Yeah, pretty much. Like I said, it's been a rough day, so I was like, I need something to relax. Now, my thoughts on this is, I was wondering if anybody remembered the most dangerous lion movie ever made. Now, I was trying to remember what the name was. So I was trying to figure it out earlier. Has anybody? No. This one actually nearly took lives.
Wow.
They still continue to film.
Impressive.
Yeah. Not really. Not really impressive, especially since the movie flopped as well. So does anybody remember the name of the movie that was dubbed the most dangerous movie ever filmed? And of course, we're going to get that slightly awkward silence. And Stefan, join us if you can or if you want. Or if anybody would like to join us, they're more than welcome to come discuss this movie.
Doing a Google search at the moment for it.
Just look up the most dangerous lion movie ever made. And I will explain why. I mean, YouTube has an actual documentary on it, and for I think almost an hour.
1981.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Do you see why?
Children's adventurous holiday to meet their father Hank, who lives with wild animals, turns into a nightmare, and they are attacked by them. Jesus! If the trailer's anything to go by, I can see why.
No, the actress had many stitches.
Yeah, I can see the picture of the lion taking a nice chunk out of her leg, or it seems to be.
Yeah, no, that's actually real.
Wow.
They were untamed. These animals were not humanized that they were working with, because the person in charge wanted the actual reaction of the animals to be more realistic.
Yeah, film over safety. Gotta love it. Only the 80s.
Yeah, 80s was known for a lot of things. There were accidents and everything. It was bad.
Yeah, I mean, I believe in some of the films, etc., like the Alien films, the suits and that were so uncomfortable and so like there was no call in, no nothing, and they actually had almost got heat stroke on multiple occasions, and apparently Sigourney Weaver and all the cast were just absolutely in agony during that whole shoot for Alien 1. The 80s was a real good time. I believe Alien 1 was 80s. Might have been 90s. But yeah, directors weren't really known for being very nice to their cast. It was more, I want to get the production than I want to treat you all with lovely amenities.
Do you remember the actor and the two children that were killed in the Twilight Zone?
I've seen the Twilight Zone, but I didn't know much about it. Excellent film.
It was filmed in 1982. Yeah. They call it one of the worst accidents in filmmaking. A helicopter, basically, I don't know all the details, but basically something happened to the helicopter. It crashed, and it crashed on top of two children and an actor.
Ooh.
Yeah, no, it's yeah, and so I let's see, and the stunt helicopter, the stuntman for the helicopter also was killed. What was the? I'm trying to think of what the yeah, here's the helicopter accident. But I was trying to figure out what happened to the involving a helicopter being used on the set. Stefan Hotup is back.
Sorry about that. My phone died.
Oh, you're fine.
We're glad to have you back.
Is the sound all right?
Yeah, you're a little muffled.
But
any better?
Keep trying.
I think so.
Oh. Is that? Or is it still the same?
It's still about the same.
Oh, don't know what's up with this thing.
Right, I've got it on Google. On July 23rd, 1982, a Bell UH-1 Iroquois helicopter crashed at Indian Dunes in Valencia, Santa Clarita, California, during the making of The Twilight Zone. The movie, the crash killed 3 people on the ground and injured 6 helicopter passengers.
Yeah, because what happened was they were using, they violated California law because at the time California had a law that says children such as children actors are not allowed to work at night, and they're not allowed to work around explosions either. So at night and explosions were going on, and the explosions basically, I want to say, caught the helicopter on fire, but it's not really caught on a fire. I think it choked it. But the helicopter went down on top of them, pretty much. And so the debris and everything. So, yeah, it was nasty. It was a really bad accident. But that was the 80s. The 80s, pretty much, the 80s are the reason why there's so many warning labels on everything. Moon Over Miami says yes.
I think the 80s is when the parental guidance thing came onto music labels as well, wasn't it?
I think that was 90s. It could be 80s. It could be 80s. Now, speaking of 80s, now I'm going to touch on one of the best things that ever came out in the 80s. The best things. Now, this is before both of your times, but I know there's some people out there about my age who can agree. The Atari. The best console ever came out. You had an Atari growing up.
Yeah, it was an Atari Reload, whatever they call it. So it had a load of games preloaded, but it was the same.
Oh, that's not an Atari. No, I'm talking about. Yeah. I'm talking about when you hooked it up to a black and white TV or maybe a color TV, but around where the bunny ears or the antennas hooked up to the back of your TV. So what you do
It's
is
been a
you
consolation. I played it on a cathode ray tube TV.
no, not the same. You did not get yelled at for not plugging back in the bunny ears once you were done playing on the TV. That does not count. And you know what's also missing today? In today's age, the automated remote system, the remote control system. Do you know what the automated remote control system was?
Wasn't it just a button that connected up to the TV and you just press it?
No.
Or am I way behind?
All right, let me ask the audience. Because Stefan, do you know what the automated?
I have no clue.
Okay.
We're both
Let me ask the audience. Does anybody remember the automated remote control system? I mean, I'm waiting for the awkward silence to start filling out. I'm waiting for people to start coming in.
I could imagine Spider-Man probably could.
Spider-Man's probably answer, but I'm not sure if she's still in here. I think she kind of snuck out. I'm not too sure she's still here.
I hope she's here. We like Spider-Man.
I like Spider-Man too, but I think she just comes in and leaves. I don't think we're quite that interesting anymore. She just comes in, shows some love, and takes off. It's fine. It's okay. I know she's really busy on Wednesdays, so I really don't hold it against her. But does anybody remember? Do I have to just give it away? Because I'm pretty sure Moon Over Miami should Mark the Spider Guy and Moon Over Miami. I know for a fact should know what the automated remote control service was, or system was. Could also be considered a service. No, nothing yet. Okay.
Moon remembers it apparently.
No, Moon remembered the Ataris.
Oh, okay.
No, he was talking about the movie. He was talking about the movie. He remembered the movie. But the automated remote control system was the name of your kid. They went and pressed the TV to turn it on. Okay. That's how far back I go. But no, the Atari was the bomb. It was the best. I don't know. When you had I'm sorry, say again?
Game Boy Advanced SP all the way.
I used to love
Game Boy doesn't have anything on Atari.
My Game Boy was the best.
See, your Game Boy. I was before Game Boy. I was there before. See, Mark the Spider Guy.
ZX Spectrum.
Was it?
I think my first ever console was the Sega Mega Drive.
Oh, I used to love my Mega Drive. I had the joy of a black and white TV when I went round my uncles that lived in Bristol, because he still had one up until like the mid 2000s, and it was great because you'd be watching modern TV, but it'd be on a black and white screen, and every so often it would just start rolling because it would go out of sync, and it was just amazing because you're just sat there in this like room, and it feels like you're back in like the 70s. He just didn't really do much updating. But anyway, back to teas. Stefan, tell us your favourite tea.
My favourite.
And don't say Earl Grey.
I was going to go with an English breakfast. The PR Mini, 100%, hands down.
Yeah, it's stunning.
Oh, I have
so
two of those. I have two of those. I have a male and a female.
Mine molted yesterday.
Molted as you watched. You're like, oh, it's molting. Hold that. Molted.
Molted.
Yeah, no, I have. I love my PR minions. I have two of them. I have, like you said, a male and a female. I like that completely. No, it's so funny because she hasn't quite fully matured yet, and he has. So it's hilarious because he's hooked out. It breaks my heart to say that because he was such a quirky tarantula. I talk about him in past tense. He's still alive, but He's coming up. He's getting slower and slower, so I can tell his time is coming. But he's always on the side that she's on, so it's hilarious because I'll move her to the other side, and then give it about a day and a half. He moves over to the other side, just hangs out on that side. So I'll move it to the other side and give it about a day and a half. He moves over to the other side. It's hilarious.
I love their black and orange tweets.
But what really bothers me is the fact that he refuses to use his hide anymore. He wants to find a girl, pretty much. And of course, like I said, it breaks my heart. But he still likes his baths, so I have to give him that. He is probably the most prim and proper tarantula that I've ever seen.
Huh? You say you bath him?
No, I give him water. I make it rain inside his enclosure.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, I can't imagine that.
Because he refuses to go and actually go into his hide. What he does is he hides underneath the leaves because he has. I've put fake plants and leaves in there so that they can have. Because I knew I figured both of them were male at the time, and I knew that they would be out more often. So I wanted to give them some place to actually get away from the water.
Yeah.
And so what he does is he hides under the leaves, but then he'll come out, and in the little pools that have been made by the leaves in the wood, you can see him preening himself all the time. So he gives himself a bath every time it rains.
Oh, that's awesome.
He's like the only tarantula that I've seen do it, though, so it's hilarious. I love him to death. He's my baby.
Yeah.
And then Peekaboo, my other Pierre Minya, she's something else. She's about as fierce as it gets. As soon as she sees that lid open, if there's no water coming down, she's coming up. So I have to like throw food at her, like a man at a strip joint throwing money, and then I have to close the enclosure because she's not distracted anymore. She used to be distracted by the food. She's not distracted by that anymore, and I think it's because she can sense the male on the other side. I'm not too sure, but she's not matured. That's what really kind of size-wise, I think she's almost to the point, but age-wise, she's not. And so it's like, really?
How far off?
And then you could hear ping, ping, where she's trying to pull the metal mesh from the top of the Exoterra. She's trying to chew through it. She is the whole reason why I bought extras lids to make sure she's okay. She does not get up. She is the reason. Drives me nuts. But I love her anyway, so she's fine.
There's a really stunning Salma Poes. I'll try and find it because I can't remember which one it was off the top of my head, but
Cambridge?
Just blew me away. No, not Cambridge Eye. I like Cambridge Eye, but the same with Victoria. I just think they're not as stunning as the Armenia.
I'm gonna have to disagree because my girl just finished.
Hang on, I will say it right because someone told me how to say it. Ecclesiasticus. You can try and
never
repeat that.
I've never heard of them.
I can't say I've heard that one.
It's got blue legs and it's got like a rump that's just bright orange with like a bit of a salmon pink body. I'll send you a picture.
No, there's a Salma Pomos that's actually, if you type in basically Salma Pomos and then add feather leg to it, there is one, I can't think of the name of it, but they look like a ball of fuzz. It's hilarious. I love it. Huh?
I think it begins with R.
Oh, now I have to look it up. Now I have to look it up.
Oh, I'm doing it now, don't worry. Polka. Or Reduntus.
Redunculus.
I have a Redunculus. It's not a Redunculus.
I think you're talking about the polka. Because it looks proper fluffy.
This one looks like it does not look quite like a Salma Pomos should. It's
like a arboreal elbow. is kind of what it reminds me of. She's got like the proper fluffy legs.
Like I said, if you type in feather leg next to the name, you'll see it. There it is. Now, what are you? No, it's the Ecclesiasticus.
Oh, it's the one I was talking about, the Ecclesiasticus.
Yeah. Okay. Then you know, yeah.
Yeah.
That one's actually really cute. It looks like a little plushie.
The polka's cute as well, if you look that up. Pulcher. It's like it's wearing leg warmers. It's kind of a pinky kind of colour.
Yeah.
But it looks like it's wearing like 80s leg warmers. It's got so much fuzz around its legs.
The poker? Someone published Pulcher.
Yeah.
Okay, you're talking about the Pulcher. That one, I wasn't really impressed with that one. The main reason, no, it's the coloring. They're gorgeous tarantula, and I would really love one. But so don't get me wrong on that one. But I'm really, it's pale blonde, and I have my tripepe for that. Tripepe or tripepe, depending on whoever you talk to. But yeah, no, I have my Nandu for that. So my Nandu pretty much looks similar to that. They are absolutely gorgeous. Don't get me wrong. I again, you have over 900 different known species of tarantula in this world. I think 99.9% of them are actually gorgeous. Don't mind me. I might be a little biased. I don't know.
Quite possibly.
But I think this is a good time to. You guys want to hear a song, or you guys want to keep talking? It's up to you guys. Because remember, Friday, I'm going to have to do some finagling on it. But well, it says I don't mind.
I don't mind. A song works.
Pumpkin. The pumpkin. You're talking about the pumpkin patch tarantula, I believe. It's orange and black flow. Is that the one you're talking about?
Hapalopus species Columbia, isn't it?
Yeah. But I don't know if she's talking about the large or the actual small. Because they come in two variety. One is the large and one is the small. And I like the large, mainly because I like to see my tarantula. David Dance is a good egg. What? I had my new spider this week. Gift of David Dance because I lost mine. Okay. I was trying to read back some of the comments. But over Miami also said he had a TV guide that tells him what was on. Yes. Oh my gosh. Have you guys seen the TV? Okay. This might be before your time. There was a booklet called the TV guide. Does anybody remember the TV guide?
Yeah, I do. It was like the bane of my life because I saw all these things I wanted to watch, and then Mum was like, "No, we're watching this."
Well, see, in Sweden, we really didn't have one. But when I was living in Canada, we had one. It was great because does anybody remember the puzzles on the back?
Yeah, I used to do them with my gran. They do them in newspapers here as well. There's all sorts of different like brain teas and stuff. So when I used to stay around my gran's, we'd end up either doing them out of the TV magazines or girl gossip magazines or whatever she had, and we'd just sit there at night and have like TV or whatever, have a final drink of coffee or tea and just do a puzzle. Good memories.
Oh, absolutely.
And to flow, if you like the Hapalopus species Columbia, look up Davis pentaloris. It is an absolutely stunning tarantula, and it's got that high contrast.
Do not get me started on my pentaloris. Oh my god. Okay. I don't know, is it because she's maybe old, but she was a breeder from this guy, from this company that I bought her from. She was sent in a mystery box as one of the mystery spiders.
Mhm.
Now, I was told she was, again, a breeding female, and they had her for a few years. How old she actually is, I have no clue, but I do know she's an adult. When I first got her, she almost immediately molted. Okay, no problem. And now she hasn't eaten for almost 4 weeks.
Interesting.
And I have no clue why. She's not hurting in any way, shape, or form. I thought it was the mold that was going on in her enclosure. So I took the mold out and nothing.
She the one you had a problem with?
Yeah, she's the one I'm still having problems with her. She found a new hide spot in her enclosure, of course, because I disturbed her old one. Now there's no mold. She's doing pretty good, just sitting there, but she's not eating or drinking. She's just there. It's almost like a pre-molt, but she's not molting at all. She's not.
Do you use springtails at all?
No.
Okay. Have you ever considered using springtails?
Yes, I have. On the one side with my slings, they have springtails. On the other side, they don't have springtails.
Okay.
Because the slings are really hard to clean up after.
Yeah.
And some of the slings can actually chase them down and eat them. They're actually that small.
Well, springtails can help with mold problems, but again, it's debated because some people say they don't actually eat the mold. So not a lot is actually understood about the species that are used, but a lot of people find that if they put springtails in enclosures, they don't get mold blooms as often or at all.
Yeah, it's what I found is they ate the spores of not just mold but also fungus.
Yeah.
So they ate the dead material the fungus was eating off. Plus, get this, they also attack mites, the mite eggs. They don't attack the mites themselves, but the eggs that they.
Yeah, they can really help in that situation.
Oh, absolutely, they're heaven sent. But with the conditions that I have in my room. Now, keep mind you, on the lower part is 23, on the top part is 27. And on top of them, the enclosure's drying out all the time. I have to constantly water them. Mm-hmm. So the adults actually end up either being way overpopulated or they don't get any at all.
Oh, me and Stefan know about overpopulated springtails. He's got them in his roaches, and I've got them in with my Armadillidium species. And I love it because I just think it looks great. Like, just so many, but I can imagine that it gets quite unsightly in a tarantula setup. And I wouldn't.
They tend to jump on the food before the tarantula gets it, so they stress out the tarantula.
Yeah, I can imagine them being on the tarantula as well could be quite irritating. I mean, for a reptile, it's probably a bit different. And for isopods, it's just part of their ecosystem. But a tarantula wouldn't naturally have such a high concentration, so
exactly,
it's definitely up for debate. And I think that's a
why
bioactivity in general.
But that's the reason why my slings have them. And some people worry about the crossover. Well, most of them die off because of my enclosure's drying out. And so again, for a while there, when I first got back into the hobby, I was like, oh, my tarantulas need constant moisture, because I remember I'm from the old school. So then I noticed the springtails are just freaking rampant everywhere, and it was such a problem. It was so interesting because I actually went on a forum. Now, this is the reason why I'm so against forums, is because I went on a forum and I asked for help. Look, the springtails are so bad they're stressing out my tarantulas, and most people couldn't believe that. Oh, by the way, Flo said that yes, this Davis petaurus is stunning. Yes, they are absolutely darling. Wouldn't mind having another one, but that's a story for a different day. But anyway, went to the forums and I got bitched. Why are you having such a high concentrate of water in your enclosures? not helping the situation. It's
Yeah,
like,
people are too busy to jump down your throat before they actually help. They
exactly. And this one
um,
person who claimed to be very famous on YouTube and keeping Pokeatherias for 20 plus years. I told them, I was like, look, stop, you need to stop assuming. And they use such bad language, even though that they were basically cemented into the community. The mods actually had to mute them, and then they started harassing me every time I post something. So I just absolutely left. And that's what really burned me on that, and how the other forum was treating the photos and stuff like that. I was like, yeah, no, I'm done with all forums. Screw you all.
Yeah, it's so damaging to jump down someone's throat when they really are just trying to get the best for the animal. And I think that's what so many people are so quick to just dismiss. They think, well, how has it got this bad? But the whole reason you're on there asking the question is because you want to change it. So man up and give someone the answer that they need, rather than getting off and enjoying having a bit of a joke at someone else's expense, because it doesn't help. It's not clever. And that is one thing that I credit so many people, both in the chat now and just in general, that I am involved with in the hobby, because you can be, well, in my opinion, I can be the most annoying person in the world, ask question after question after question, and they will just keep on giving the answers and will not get annoyed. They might need to go and do something, but they'll always come back and always help you. And I just want to say, especially, like, I noticed that Tony's still here. I just want to say, like, a personal thank you to Tony for all his support, because when I got my Scorpling slings, he was just absolutely brilliant. Really put my mind at rest, and going forward, it's just brilliant to have people like that. And so many people will do the opposite, and they'll think it's so funny because they've not got an issue, and it's funny when they come undone, because they'll then post something and suddenly they're getting what they've been given for so long. And I just hope that they learn from that when that happens, because you can keep something for so many decades and so many years. Doesn't mean you're keeping it right. And it's like you say about old ways and new ways. A lot of people that have been in the hobby for these years and years and years get an awakening at one point where they realize that they need to sort of look at where things have come in the time that they've been keeping. And it's great that people notice that there's something wrong,
Oh, absolutely. Now, what are your thoughts, Stefan? I don't think he was paying attention. Stefan.
Sorry, I'm here. What?
He wasn't paying attention. We were talking about first we were talking about springtails, and then we were talking about forums and how they mistreat some of the people, because it's easier to put somebody down than it is to actually help them out with the problem.
Yeah, one of the reasons I don't post in many groups is just you see so much of it. Oh, you're doing this wrong. Oh, you're doing that wrong. Not you're doing this, but this could change it. It's just you're doing it wrong.
Yep. And that is one of the biggest problems, is just a real pain in the butt.
One of my drawbacks is if you catch me on a bad day, sometimes I don't have the patience I normally have, and after about 5 minutes of trying to explain the same thing, sometimes I will sort of just give someone a link and then just leave it at that kind of thing. But I always try to do my best to find the time and to find the opportunity to help someone, because they wouldn't be asking you if they didn't have the faith that you could help them. So you've got to respect that, and you've got to see that, and be somewhat humbled by it, because they've actually taken the time out to choose you out of all of these thousands of people in this group, and they've chosen you, especially if they've PM'd you. So I really think that people should really think about that side of it and not think about look at the state of this animal, you know?
Oh, well, not just that. Like I said, this person was so full of themselves, and it's like they couldn't take any criticism. They couldn't take any back talk. And so they dropped the F-bomb a couple times and all that. And I was like, this is ridiculous. So I went to the site mods and asked them, is this normal? Is this okay? No, absolutely not. And then they muted his response. And then, again, like I said, after that, just every time I posted a question or every time I posted something fun or funny, they always had to go be on there. And it's like, dude, you're not one of the creators, for one. Two, you may have kept pokies, but you're not an expert in everything. Pokies or basically they're a species of their own, with their own region, with their own special needs. So don't act like you know everything about every other, especially when there's over 900, like I said, 900 known species.
You're never going to get the same advice from Tigger and Sorelli and Regalis. You've got to take it individually, ain't you?
Well, the thing is, you want to hear the bad advice I was given?
Well, it's like saying I've kept corn snakes for 10 years, so I'm an expert on colubrids. I'm not an expert on colubrids. You know.
Exactly. Well, you want to hear the really bad advice that they give me?
Oh, I would love to.
Worse, I should dry out all of my tarantulas.
Huh.
I was like, what? No? What are you on? And so I had to ask them, it's like
silica gel in their enclosure, it'll be great.
I'm like, well, apparently, I'm supposed to dry everything out because that's why I'm having such problems with the spring tiles.
Because India is a very dry place.
Yeah, apparently. Well, there are regions of India that are very dry. There is deserts in India, but you don't find pokies living there. But the thing that amazed me is like, many of them are New World. They live in rainforests that there's a reason why they call it a rainforest when 60% of the day is rain.
Yeah, a lot of species. The only reason, and this is a really, really cool thing, the only reason that the majority of species from Amazon areas are told to be kept at 60 to 70% humidity is because in a natural setup, you don't have airflow, you don't have the environmental factors that would stop things stagnating. So you keep it at a lower humidity where the snake or whatever's in question can do what they need to do. But if you look actually at climate data, you're talking 85, 88% like throughout the entire year and fluctuations. And luckily I've looked up the climate data for my boa and I now keep him I keep him at 77 at the moment, but I'm changing every single time I see the change. So I've looked up the historic climate data and I'm following that to a T because I now have low flow fans that move air throughout the entire day, and I have high flow fans that kick in when needed to desiccate the Viv, and I also have the fog system to add mist in the morning and the evening. But the reason most people say keep a boa at 60% is because people don't put that effort in, and it leads to our eyes because the air is so dead and thick and stagnant if you go any higher.
No. I also posted about how basically how I keep my arboreals calm for the majority. And that's because, they are arboreal, so they live up high. So I keep them high. Puts them in their natural height or natural area that they would normally live. You don't see, like I said, you don't see arboreals living on the ground, so that you wouldn't see them living near your feet. So the vibrations and the foot traffic might actually really stress them out. So if you put them higher, they don't have that.
Yeah, I kind of get that. I think a couple of 1,000 feet of elevation probably has a bigger impact on it, but I can see where you're you're coming from. It takes you out. It disconnects you from the natural flow of the room. So the further you are from the ground, the less impact from the ground you would feel. So naturally, that would have an effect. I think that's a really good observation, to be fair.
Well, that and my fans are elevated, so they flow through the medium part of the room. So the terrestrials have good ventilation through their own enclosures, but they don't have the breeze running through there. Whereas all my arboreals have a breeze running through there. Even the ones that are put up in the shelves with the little bit of walls, there's actual breeze in the front of that, so the exoteras catch that. But yeah, like I said, there's actual breeze. So I almost see almost all the time my arboreals just chilling out on top of their normal hide. And where I've noticed people always saying, well, they're always hiding. It's like, well, if you create an environment that would be more natural to them, maybe they would be out a little more. Mainly taking them away from the foot traffic.
Stefan's mini seems to be out quite a bit. I quite often get updates on it. And you keep yours up, don't you?
Not as much as it used to be. Like now it's webbed so much around the cork and
he's made his little web home. Has he made a maze?
It looks stunning.
Yeah, it does look amazing.
I'm sure you can send over a pic after the stream stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, absolutely so. But that's the thing is, this person readily claimed that makes absolutely no difference because they've kept their pokies on the floor for so many years. It makes no difference. And I'm sitting here thinking, dude, really?
Even better than that, that's got floorboards and they're just flexing all the time.
Exactly. It was like
living in an earthquake.
It's a suggestion because zoos do that. Zoos generally keep the arboreals a little higher. We do actually have direct fans in most enclosures. We have direct fans that flow directly into there. They're not directly in the enclosure, but they're faced towards the enclosure to create what we call a false breeze.
Reason I just have an image of your room just having hanging desk fans, and you have to just navigate through. I don't know why. I think it's because you said mid-level. So it's either tower fans that you have to navigate or just hanging desk fans.
Oh no, they're actually I just have a desk fan that's really tall.
Yeah.
It's almost as tall as my oh shit, this is actually getting really warm. I should be careful getting my Cintiq too warm. But anyways, I have a big fan to help cool off my Cintiq. And oddly enough, so I had to get my Cintiq. You've seen my Cintiq. It's the big it's in inches. It's 27 inches tall. It's a 27-inch screen that I draw on. It's a visual tablet.
Yeah.
I have a big fan behind that. And so what happens is once it blows by this, it's warm air, by the way, because of my Cintiq, it hits the, what do you want to call it? The liquor cabinet. It hits part of that, but because it's elevated, it also blows directly right into Izzy's enclosure. And that one is on that side. The other one I have is on the other side of the room, and it's actually propped up on a shelf. So it with the arboreals directly in line of it. So like I said, they have a frontal breeze that the exoteras catch in the front, and it creates a little more of a forced airflow.
Yeah.
And I've noticed since they have that little bit of wind per se, they actually calm down. And zoos actually know this. So that's why if you go into a zoo and you go to an enclosure and you see tarantulas, you'll see a lot of terrestrials kind of chest level, and you will see the arboreals more hip level, or not arboreals, but the fossorials more hip level. And then you will see the arboreals about head level. And the reason why is so that, like I said, they're creating an area, a visual area for you as a customer can see directly. but also because it's easier on the tarantula, because in nature, that's where they would actually be. And the fans are up above. Most of the ventilation fans are above, and it's just basically a ceiling fan, if you want to call it like that. But a lot of times they're built into the actual ceiling, and they're stainless steel, and they pump out a lot of air.
I have to say, your zoos sound incredible, because our zoos are pants for reptiles and inverts, at least now. I mean, I can remember Whipsnade, close to where I used to live. Whipsnade's in a place called, I think you'd basically call it Dunstable, but it's near a place called Luton, and they used to have like a discovery centre, and that used to be great because it had like a load of creepy crawlies, it had snakes, it had a really great sort of setup. But I find that zoos now are just not neglecting, but they don't have the selection as much now. Like they have like the big three, so the African rock python, the Burmese, and the anaconda, but that's about it a lot of the time. And other than like monitors and big impressive things, they don't really have much going on. And if anyone knows zoos in the UK that are better, I would happily try and plan a trip to go to one.
Well, we have a discovery center it's a discovery center for inverts, reptiles, amphibians, and also it's right next to the aquarium, so fish. And they have everything from alligator, crocodile. Actually, I think the crocodile setup got taken down. I think they got rid of that one. But they also have the open area for the tarantula, so you can actually come and see what the tarantula looks like up front. And like I said, we have a lot of strict laws here. A lot of strict laws. We're one of the few EU countries that have the strictest laws when it comes to animal welfare. Not so much for our elderly, but for our animals. Go figure. But that's a discussion for a different day. But I want to ask Mark, the spider guy, who says his pokies are out all the time. So Mark, question: how high are your pokies? Where are they? Are they chest level, head level, hip level, on the floor? Because it's funny, because I actually have Tiptoe, who is on the floor because he likes it there much more. He doesn't stress. He kind of chills out. I
mean, from what I've seen, I think Mark's quite sort of short. So.
Oh, you're gonna start making a fight now.
Joking. I wouldn't actually know, because quite often he's sitting down, but I'm only joking, Mark.
Sure he is. He's mocking
I have
you.
a question for you, Cracks, while we're waiting for Mark's reply. How is your 9-legged T?
He's taken it off. He's totally torn it off.
Oh, I need pictures.
Good luck.
I'm
because
invested now.
He's in pre-molt right now, so
yeah.
So I'm giving him his quiet time. So once he molts, I will send you pictures, because I don't know if Sling is going to come back. Actually, I'm kind of refraining from naming him. And here's why. He is on my sell list. He's going to be one of the tarantulas I was going to sell. So if he ends up with a 9th leg, if he ends up keeping his 9th leg, and it comes back in the next molt, what I'll end up doing is I'll probably just send it to you, which you already said you can't have him. So when it comes to 200 raw, the 200 subscriber giveaway, he'll probably be the one that I give away. Mainly because I have a lot of slings that I actually need to get rid of. Not like I'm desperate to get rid of them, because I like them, I love them, don't get me wrong. But there's a reason why I don't want to name them. As soon as I name them, I'm going to keep them.
Well, can I give him an honorary name of Fidget?
Sure. We can call him
Fidget. He's got the extra leg, so he can fidget around. Plus, I used to be called Fidget, so he's my T. Even though I can't have him. I'm invested in his life now.
Stefan, do you know the story of the 9-legged T?
Yeah, I know the story.
Yeah, no, like I said, I want to get pictures, but I don't want to disturb him too much, because he is a sling and he's in pre-molt. So I want him to molt, and I want to go as smooth as possible.
Yeah.
Speaking of baby tarantulas, slings, I'm going to be feeding everybody tonight as soon as I'm done here.
Woohoo.
It's time to eat. We're on our 4th day. I went from every 3 days, and now I'm like, oh, you guys are fattening up and growing way too quick. So I'm going to go every 4 days.
Oh, I was right about Mark. He has said it himself. I am a short ass Scott.
But his is on the shelf mouth level.
So that's about chest level then.
Funny, haha. But yeah, for them it would be head level because they don't have the foot traffic.
Yeah.
So again, that's that proves my point. They're out all the time because they don't have the vibrations, so-called spooking them.
What pokies do you have, Mark?
Yeah, but that was a good question. What kind of pokies does he have? And I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. Some of you are here for the music. Again, we've had some issues with Epidemic sound. But Friday, we will carry on with Friday as our normal schedule time thingy because we've got that sorted. Figure out how we're going to do that. So, but
It's quite cheeky that they let you pay for the experience and then they say you can't use the whole song.
I know, right?
But here's a license to use our music, but you can't use it all.
And you have to talk over it, or you have to have some sort of video with part of it.
I could always learn the lyrics and just sing along. We could do like karaoke
please,
Wednesdays.
No, we're good.
La, 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 la.
But yeah, no, it's like I'm like, hold on a second, and then they want to take money from me. They won't shut me down. They just want to take money from me. So it's like, really,
we'll do ad libs. Just halfway through the song, I'll just go, yeah.
No, what I'll do is I'll like play it, and then of course I'm not allowed to use half of it. So halfway through the song, you'll hear a fade. It's like, wait, what? Like, I'm sorry, but Epidemic Sound says I can't do it. No,
that was a tester of that song. So let's move on.
Yeah, no, there's like I said, there's ways around it. It's all pretty cheeky. Moon over Miami says, "Are you going to sing for us, cracks?" No.
Scott will.
I scare children. The dogs will start howling. Windows will break, and I'm poor, so I can't replace that many windows. So no, I'm not singing.
I'll sing.
You're talking to the person who you're talking to the person who asked her own brother when he's singing along. Hey, who sings that song? So when he tells me, I was like, hey, can you keep it that way?
You're evil.
Oh, you don't even know the half of it. Like
the enthusiasm.
Perfect revenge. If you don't like somebody, now mind you, I do not highly suggest this. Do not do what I please don't do what I did way back in the day.
Do as I say, not as I do. That's what we say over here.
So again, I do not promote this. But do you know how to get the best revenge on anybody? Anybody with a car?
But 2 ways, but I've got it wrong.
So here's what you do: you take furniture wax and you dump it into their fuel tank.
Oh, that's evil.
Because the thing is, the engine will run great for about 3 days, 2 days. Then the wax builds up after the engine cools. Pistons won't move. It freezes the pistons. It screws the engine all up.
What wax is that?
Furniture wax.
He's just writing notes. Furniture. What? How do you spell furniture?
No, it's one of the worst things you could do to an engine. Because anything that the fuel will pass through and pass over, the wax will do it.
Is it true about putting sugar in a fuel tank's meant to mess up an engine as well, isn't it?
Do you know why that does? It's not an engine that it messes up. Do you know what happens?
No, that's why I asked.
Okay, when you add a solid to a liquid, what happens?
It dissolves.
No, it raises the level of the fuel, right?
Okay.
So you'll never know how much fuel you have in your tank.
Oh, that's really mean. I'm definitely going to do that now.
And then the sugar will crystallize through the fuel line. So eventually you're choking your engine. It's not really, it doesn't do direct damage. That's actually a myth. What it does is it clogs up the fuel lines, and your tank will never register the true amount of fuel that it actually has.
I've still got half a tank, and then you're just in limp mode.
Yes, exactly. You have no clue. But mainly it's the fuel lines. So your fuel lines will have to get replaced, and then of course your whole tank will have to be dumped and cleaned out because it's
So I suppose the best way to do it is to add sugar and furniture wax. Best of both worlds.
No, because then it'll gum up, and then before it reaches the engine.
Oh, so you don't really get the satisfaction.
No, you want the pistons to freeze. That's the reason why furniture wax is so much better, because the wax will build up.
Learning so much about you tonight, crap.
When it cools, it will freeze. It will freeze up the pistons, so they actually have to take the whole engine apart to get to it.
How to ruin someone's life in 3 easy steps.
Dude, I told you I hung around. I was a bricklayer for many years. I hung out with bricklayers. I hung out with bricklayers.
Yeah, I can't imagine bricklayers would have.
No, it's not them that. That's not them that did it. It's the exes that did it to them.
Oh.
How do you think we know this stuff?
I just wonder how the first thing came up. Like, who was the first person to think, "Oh, I've got some furniture wax. Let's just dump it in a fuel tank and see what happens."
I have no idea. But Mark the Spider Guy answered your question. He says 11 of them. They have Metallica Regalis. Fascis.
Is that the right word, Mark? That's the wrong word. It must be. Because I don't think I can say that on YouTube.
Yeah, I think I might get actually shut down. And
moving swiftly on.
Ornata, I know the ornate. Miosaur.
Oh, fasciata.
Fasciata. Okay. Ooh, okay. He's trying to get me shut down. You see what he did there?
Yeah.
MMOs.
Because I called him short.
Why am I getting punished though? It's my channel. Oh, Kyle. Hey, Kyle. Kyle Million.
Hey,
Ladies
Cole.
and gentlemen, our very own voice actor has joined in. He does wonderful voices. I love the Kermit the Frog. It's really funny. But anyways, yes, I'm the Tijna Wesley.
Tigrina Wesley, I think is how it's pronounced.
See, this is why I have you on the show.
Yeah.
And we've got Stefan.
Brusca Metallica Regalis, Fasciata, Mysore, Tigrina Sewelli, Striata, Ornata, Nana. I haven't heard of that one. Avilisumica and Vitata. I'll probably sound well posh. Everyone else probably calls it Vitata. I don't know what words.
I just like how he put down the wrong word. I think he did it on purpose. Because there is no way autocorrect actually took fasciata and turned it into that F word over there. No way.
The only way that I can say Ecclesiasticus is because my friend Lee sent a voice note on a group chat I was in because they were in I think it was a BTS lecture. And so we had a bit of a laugh, like pronouncing the tarantula names. And it's the one that stuck, Ecclesiasticus.
Daphne will beat you.
Hanuma Vasilumu. No, I can say that, but it takes ages to get it right. What Mark's just put.
Okay, and they say anti-disestablishment, antareism is actually the worst word in the dictionary. No, they have never actually owned a tarantula. Whoever said that has never owned a tarantula.
Hanuma Villasumica. I think I just said that right.
I think Stefan, remember when he said that, whoever can actually say these, to name the animals right, they win, and the losers have to eat the hot sauce? Do you remember that, Stefan? you think
I
he's
do
actually
enjoy your
setting
hot sauce, guys.
Do you think he's actually setting us up?
I mean,
Oh, Lincoln is even here. Hello, Lincoln. How's it going? Mark the Spider Guy also says, sorry, cracks, his eyes are playing. I'm getting old. That's not an excuse.
You're
I'm
not
old too,
old.
but that's not an excuse. It's
You're
totally not an
vintage.
excuse.
Not old,
Who-
Mark.
who's-
Just vintage. Retro.
He's vinyl.
Yeah.
Kyle Million says, actually went to get crickets today, and that's all I brought home. Maybe I should, but maybe you should buy a lottery ticket. Go for it. And if you become a millionaire, support my channel.
And buy lots of tarantulas.
Buy me a new home so I can have more tarantulas. How about that? That'd be great. Flo
If their
says,
phones on
"Hi,
offer, I love them.
Lincoln has joined us. So Lincoln Alvarado has come in. Hello, hello. Okay, so when we were talking about terrestrials, fossorials, and sometimes it doesn't work. That's like I said, I've got an arboreal species, the regalis, who's very calm and quiet and loves to be. He doesn't come out though. He just likes to be in his little hide. But he's on the floor. I had him up with around where Izzy was with my S-Cow. And honestly, he stressed out. He was all over the place. He really was. And
Yeah,
these are all
he's alright though, isn't he?
and I don't know what happened. But then I put him down and he was totally chill. I think it's how I was treated earlier with all the lights and stuff before I got him. And it breaks my heart how bad he was, but he's got a home now. I mean, he gets his worms. He doesn't mind. He's pretty happy. Stretches out, and he's actually maturing way quicker than Izzy, which kind of worries me. But the vet says it's probably because of all the damage he's had since he was until he came to the house. So he's forced to molt, and with a tarantula, the more they molt, the more they age. So
I definitely think Stefan needs his first pokey.
oh, absolutely. I'm up for a regalis. You need to get a regalis.
Oh, I'm after a metallic.
I done a bit of a boo-boo a couple of weeks back, didn't I, Steph?
What was that?
I was gonna sort out one of our mates with a load of isopods to get Stefan a P Metallica.
Yeah.
And I looked in the bins and that, and I was like, how am I going to do this without annihilating what I've got? Because I didn't realise that P Metallica slings were like £25. So I don't know what they are in Sweden, but I think that's about 250 krona or around that.
Yeah, 250, but I think they're cheaper here in Sweden. Hold on.
So obviously I didn't realise that. I thought it would be like normal slings, so sort of like say a 10 or 15 quid maybe. So I had to kind of back out of it. But one day I'll be able to.
That's actually pretty good. Yeah. If you can't afford, that's fine.
Everyone was cool with it. Stefan doesn't hate me, so that's all good.
All right, so these are in alphabetical order. There we go. Yeah, about 250 260 kroner. Swedish for a 2.5 centimeter P Metallica.
So that's what, 1 inch?
Let me change that to euro. I think it's the same across. 20 euro. And so they're about 20 euro for a 2.5 centimeter sling. It's a P Metallica.
What other old world arboreals are there? Obviously you've got HMAC and S-Cow, but what else have we got?
Oh, here. Well, there's a lot. Hold on.
Oh, I'm sure there is.
There's Somopelmis.
Miningachilus?
There's which was the purple tree spider? Which one is that?
Is that for Mictopus?
No. Oh, somebody help me out. What is the purple tree spider, ladies and gentlemen? Which one is that one? Crap. You would think I'd know which one. And then don't forget your Avicularis.
Yeah, but Avix are New World, aren't they?
Yeah. You mean Old World? Are you talking about just Old World?
Yeah.
Ah, okay. Oh, crap.
Pokies and H-Max and S-Cows are the only Old World Arboreals I really know of.
I think it's actually... No, I don't think Killer Brachys. I think Killer Brachys is a... Yeah, I think Killer Brachys is actually terrestrial.
Would a Balfouri be semi-arboreal? Because they web up so much.
Maybe. But I think, hold on, let me look up Killer Brachys. That's going to drive me nuts, because you would think I would know.
Sorry to hear that, Mark. Hopefully you don't have to get too many more of that, because that doesn't sound very fun. Mark says might have to have more eye injections due to his diabetes.
Oh, ouch! That sounds painful. I thought he was joking, so I was like, ha, ha, ha. If that's actually what he actually has to do, that's
does not sound fun.
Is a fossorial. Did not know that. Okay, so no.
Yeah, I thought kilos were. What's your favourite genus, Cracks? And Stefan as well.
Oh, we're getting in some serious territory here. Let's see.
I feel like I've really muscled in today.
Well, just about anything New World for me. I love my New Worlds, mainly because they're the spicier. It's so funny because people think that the Old Worlds are the spiciest, but not really. They really haven't paid too much attention to the New Worlds. New Worlds are so bold.
Old Worlds are a-holes. New Worlds are spicy. They're sassy.
Well, no, not from my experience. This is just my experience. I'm not talking about as a general rule. I'm talking about just from my experience. My Old Worlds are screw you, I'm going home, and just go right into their hides. If they can't get into the hides, yeah, exactly. If they can't get into the heights, it's a whole different story, and that's a whole different ballgame. Whereas the New Worlds are like, screw you, I'm here, kind of thing. They're here to stay. Move them, they dare you. And so they're kicking hairs, throwing up threat poses. They're all over the place. It's so I like my New Worlds because of the spicier side. Like I said, Old Worlds, they say and this is where I discussed this a long time ago, where there was a difference between offensive and defensive. Almost all Old Worlds are defensive, so meaning that you have to back them into a corner to make them be a threat pose to get into a defensive mode. Whereas the offensive tarantulas is the offensive tarantulas are more the New Worlds, and that means they're always ready to box, ready to take everything on. That's why I don't quite get the OBTs, because people say the OBTs are always aggressive, and from what I've seen, yeah, they're popular to be in a threat pose because you get this big, beautiful. Well, they're not really that big; they're kind of medium sized, but they're in my world they're big. Beautiful orange tarantula throwing hands, pretty much. And But from my personal experience, they'd rather bolt and run and say, "See ya, screw ya." Will I own an OBT? No. They just simply don't interest me. It's not because of their so-called "quote unquote" behavior. It's just more just a personal preference. So, do you guys agree? Do you guys not agree? And welcome back, Scott, by the way.
Yeah, sorry about that. I don't know what happened. I suppose I can't really comment, just because I don't have the personal experience, and I like what you're saying, because I think a lot of old worlds are very misunderstood. Definitely, everyone thinks, oh, it's from the Eastern Hemisphere, so it must just be an a-hole, but it's not really true, is it? The main thing with the old worlds is you've got to be more conscious of bites, because typically they are packing more of a toxic venom. But other than that, I think for the most part, you've got to take everything as you come. Like as you get the animal, you learn the animal. And new worlds obviously are a lot less fossorial, so it makes sense that they would stand their ground more. Because I do feel like a lot more old worlds are subterrestrial, so would naturally be in a hide or go back to a hide, rather than your new worlds that would be out more, like terrestrially. I don't know if that's a true fact, or whether I'm talking.
No, actually, I have to agree with you on this. New worlds are more territorial, so they're out more. But that, I mean, that's not really generally a rule for terrestrial or fossorial, because they're burrowers. I'm talking about strictly just terrestrial, not arboreal or fossorial, just terrestrial. Because the arboreals, they hunt food inside the wood and the crevices, so they're always out, always inside a crevice, pretty much, or they're out waiting for the bugs to come into the cracks and crevices so they can hunt. Whereas the fossorials, they live underground. They're ambushers, either via trapdoor, or they're actually just waiting for something to crawl in for them to eat. And then you have the terrestrials. The terrestrials are made to travel. The T for T is the way I learned it. Traveling equals terrestrial, or terrestrial equals traveling. So they're going to be out more. And this goes either for both old world and new world. The difference is old worlds will run. They are more defensive. Their venom is highly potent, but that means it's supposed to act quick to take down their prey. And then, because they generally live in a world where everything wants to eat them, versus New World, whereas most of them have predators that are from the skies. Very rarely is it a snake, because the snake doesn't want to put up with the hairs inside the mouth. It's almost always a bird, almost always an actual animal of some sort. Where the hairs don't really irritate so much. So again, they have different predators, different types of predators, but they're fewer. So they tend to be a bit more bold. And because they're bigger, they tend to be more bold. Remember, size does matter in the world of wildlife. So when you're talking about insects, invertebrates, size matters extremely. It's extremely important. I mean, you can't get more important than size. So the bigger they are, generally, the more the chances they have to winning. So, like I said, so you have an offensive tarantula. So the behavior pattern is completely different than an actual defensive. Meaning, a defensive means they have to always be backed into a corner to feel like they have no other choice than to throw hands or to throw up into a threat pose. And notice that they don't chase you in a threat pose. It's just a stand their ground kind of thing.
They'll slap the floor, but that's about it most of the time.
Most of the time, yes. And most of the time it's a dry bite. Perfect example. My very first bite from one of my slings when I got back into the hobby was from Slapper. Thus the name Slapper. Again, my fault. 100% my fault. I was not paying attention when I was opening the enclosure, and they just slapped me because I thought they would run, and they didn't. They actually stood the ground. But I think I may have done something to startle them to keep them from going into the ground, into their little hide. So again, absolutely 100% my fault. But now that Slapper has...
by a team. It must be such a kind of open your eyes and blink kind of thing. Like, did you just slap me? Are you for real?
Well, actually, there was actually it actually had a slight stinging sensation, and so I was like, oh, I got to be careful. I got to sit down and make sure of the symptoms. If I'm going to have symptoms, I'm prepared for this. So I mentally prepared for myself, and after a half hour of nothing happening, I'm like, oh, it was just straight up pure dry bite.
Stands off, just faint.
Yeah, it was just there was no venom. It was just a straight dry bite. So I was like, oh.
I didn't know that tarantulas could dry bite. I mean, I suppose they have a very similar delivery system to snakes, but it just didn't really strike me as something that would be such a thing.
Yeah. There's a reason for it, though. I mean, if that was your main way of getting food, that is your main way of getting food. You're going to be reserved with it.
Yeah.
I see Stefan has disappeared, but we are coming up on our 2.5 hour mark, so I think we're going to call it quits.
Yeah,
Remember, I have to keep my hours under wraps.
You can say you're bored of me.
So anyways, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for being here with us. I appreciate it. Let me play no, I can't do that. The audio would just be horrendous. So we won't do that. But I want to say thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for being here and sticking around, even though I wasn't really able to play music tonight. Like I said, Friday we'll continue with our regular schedule. We will be playing music on Friday. It's just, if you want to be here for the podcast, you have to be here for the lives. No, Stefan was like, tablet died. Mark says, right, guys, I'm going to take care, everyone. Thanks for another great stream. Thank you, Mark, for being here. I really appreciate it. It is very wonderful that people actually stick around and listen. We actually have more listeners tonight than we normally do, which is actually pretty fun. Kyle Million, thank you for
on air at some point.
We will get Mark up here.
I'm going to keep saying it until it happens.
You're fading in and out. You're doing this weird fade in out thing. It's like I can hear you.
Well,
I don't know what it is either. Oh, I really don't know. But anyway, long story short, we're gonna wrap things up. Again, thank you guys. Thank you, Scott, for being here for Wednesday. I really appreciate it. It was fun tonight. We talked about a bunch of things. Some off topic, but we always managed to find our way back to exotic stock. So let me give everybody a shout out that's here. We've got Mark the Spider Guy, we've got Flo, we've got Stefan Hotup, we've got Scott's Animal Adventures. Who else is in here? Who else wants their shout out before we say goodbye?
We've got Carl Million, we've got Lincoln Alvarado.
Oh, you can see who's in? I can't see who's in. Who is still here? Who is still here?
Who?
Who?
Sorry, just being an owl.
Yeah.
My mum.
There's nothing wrong with being an owl. I am actually asking somebody who owns owls to be on the show, so we'll see if they'll answer back. I don't think they will. They've got quite a bit of following, so I'm pretty sure they're really busy.
Interesting. Yeah, we've still got Carl and Lincoln from the looks of it. So thanks very much, guys. It was really appreciated.
We have Lincoln, Mark. Well, Mark went to bed. Flo is still here, from my understanding. Can't wait until she's on the show. Not this week, but next week, which is going to be fun because, like I said, I like giving some highlights to some people who actually really are into the wildlife as well as the keeping, and she really focuses on feeding the wildlife and taking care of and giving them actual homes. So you're going to learn more about how to give wildlife homes, and so you can get these beautiful pictures if you're into that kind of thing, of course. I know Kyle is into photography, so definitely probably tune into that. Yeah.
Yeah, Cole, drop your Insta in the chat because that'd be great to have a look.
Yeah. So definitely go check out Flow. Was it Flow Funnel and Friends?
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. I recognize her on Instagram, but I always want to call her Flo the funnel web spider because I always see a funnel.
Oh, Ophi's just joined.
Oh no, Ophi, we're about to leave. Ophi's dad. I'm pretty sure it's Ophi's dad. I'm sorry, we're about to actually wrap things up. But at least they came by and they said hi. Ladies and gentlemen, definitely go check out Ophi's Spider-Verse. And again, thank you, Ophi, for the huge shout out that you gave me on Instagram. I really, really appreciated that. That was really fun. I really liked that. It was actually really nice. It made me giggle. I was actually squealing like a little girl. And then I was bragging to all my friends, like, "See, I have fans. See." Everybody was just having a good time at my expense. It was good fun. It was good fun.
I'm a YouTuber.
No, I'm just upset about the whole music thing. So again, we'll definitely, like I said, it's a cheeky way of doing things, and I don't like doing things like that. But I'm not going to change my program after I've done this for so long. I'm just not going to change my program. But I won't be renewing my subscription either. So hopefully, Upbeat turns out to be the way to go, because they're 70 kroner a month. That flat rate. It's like you can versus the 1,200 kroner that I pay a year. So you can do the math.
Yeah, so that's 120 quid.
Yeah.
Quid is pounds, by the way, for anyone from not the UK.
Kyle says, Flo, what's your Instagram channel?
Flow Funnel and Friends with underscores between. If you scroll up, Carl, it should be in the chat. I did link it earlier, but I'm not sure how far up you can go.
And Friends. Great. My nose itches. It's been bothering me all night. So again, like I said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here. And of course, like always, you guys are great. So we're going to wrap things up. And unfortunately, I'm not going to leave a song because I'm trying to go through a list right now. Like I said, Friday will be our normal schedule. Friday.
I'll
And
sing
Friday
you
we
away.
got Jay Jones with us. Huh?
I'll sing them away.
Good night, everybody. I'm just going to hit the end of broadcast right now.
Not like last time where you leave it on for like 20 minutes.
Ophi's dad says they've been on the show all along. It's just been working. Oh, okay.
Oh, okay, that's great.
Yeah, it was awesome. Okay, so they did get my thank you and give my shout out. So I'm like, oh gosh, because I owe them a lot. Like I said, it was really fun to see that they promoted the show. I was like, yay! Look at that. That was awesome. Lincoln's looking forward to the 100 subs face reveal. So, yeah. All right. So, again, thank you guys. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. And I will see you Friday. Hey, all.